It's the Rock Salt Muzkast experience with ADP.
No,
but
just
Dave.
A and P. APJ.
A and B.
APJ.
Man.
Well, we don't need him for what we're about to talk about anyways. You know,
Don't
we're going
listen
to talk
to him,
some football.
Dave. When you re-listen to this, Dave, we need you, bro. We need you.
Yeah, we do need you.
But your backyard needs you more right now, so clean that thing up.
Oh, man. So we talked, I don't know, about a month and a half ago about the start of the football season. The first question I'll ask is, do any of you feel differently about your top four?
No.
You think, someone jumped in and someone's not going to make it.
Yeah. I made a bunch of good predictions of who possibly could take the fourth position, and literally they all have been slaughtered.
I see. Okay. Well, we all know Notre Dame's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I think it's still Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State.
Yeah, but where's your fourth one?
Well, see, that's the problem, because tonight, Utah, USC. If USC wins and they play UCLA, who may beat Oregon next week, the winner of that game is your fourth one. And unless Clemson goes undefeated, and they'll be in, and the Pac-12 will be out.
I'm still hanging tough the new kids on the block with Clemson.
Well, I think it's down to if USC beats Utah tonight, it's down to USC and Clemson for that fourth spot. Now, if we do have a 2-loss Georgia or Alabama, because if one goes into the championship game and then loses and has 2 losses, they're out. But if either of those teams only has 1 loss, they deserve to be in.
I'm biasly going to say that I'm really hoping that Georgia loses and gets knocked out. But it could go either way. But I'm thinking Michigan still has a high chance. It's going to in my opinion, I think
it's Michigan or Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The team up north.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. We don't say that word on the Rock Salt. When Patrick's on.
You see,
it's the team up north.
But the Michigan or the team up north and the Ohio State game is the very last game of the season.
Yeah.
So that I think that'll be a huge determining factor. But right now, I'm watching as Michigan's trying to roll Penn State, and I mean they're up by 2 touchdowns, and there's 10 minutes left in the fourth. So
yeah.
Come on, little Nittany Lions.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, like, if Penn State or Michigan loses a game, that's going to determine that fourth position between the two of them too, because Penn State looks really good this year, and so does Michigan. They're going to play 2 toughest games as for Ohio State.
A 1-loss Ohio State or Michigan is going to trump a undefeated USC, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
So I just wish they could get in their heads and figure out how they see these things, how they pick it. I mean, it's almost like they just throw crap. And that was going to stick this time around.
It's a lot of things that factor into how they decide who's going to be who's in those positions. One of the things is the strength of the team, Alabama. Nobody can deny Alabama's literally and always has been for several years. Just one of the strongest teams in the nation. Their recruiting is the top-notch recruiting in the whole entire nation. They literally I swear that these guys are they should be in trouble with some of our other politicians for grooming, because I swear they groom these kids.
Did Jermaine just go political on us?
I think he went political on us. I think some of our politicians are grooming these children in a different way, Bob. Just saying.
I will tell you, as we say here, though, we're talking about Alabama and Georgia. Tennessee can wreck that whole thing today.
We shall
know,
see.
Yeah, that our whole conversation could be wrecked by 4:30 today by Tennessee. I don't think so.
I have such a disdain for Tennessee because when my oldest kid, when she was on a softball team, there was a dad of another one of the girls, and I mean he's just a Tennessee. I mean anything that's orange and dreamsicle color, this guy is about it. And we just gave him such a hard time that it became a hatred of mine. And it's like I have no reason not to like Tennessee, but we just gave him such. Now it's just a deep seated. I see Tennessee, and I'm like
So, like you said though, Dave, like any of the Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State. Well, for Alabama and Georgia, either one of them just has to lose 2 games. So if Alabama somehow does lose this game, they'll still be top 4, undoubtedly. They would have to lose against Georgia for the championship.
Well, I'm gonna make a bold prediction right here, real quick. Every team is going to get a bowl game because that's what they do now. Everything's a bowl game. They're going to have a Taco Bell bowl. They're going to have a daggone some kind of Michelin tire bowl. They're going to have some kind of daggone weird duck bowl because everybody has to get a bowl game now because that's a moneymaker.
Well, everybody gets a bowl game, but not everybody plays in the semifinals, and that's where you want to get. You want to get to the semifinals.
Yeah, but before the Rose Bowl was like one of the most prestigious games that you can play in. Now it's like, oh, you're playing the Rose Bowl. I mean,
that's true.
This is true, 100% true.
And they've added so many bowl games. It's just like, whoop-de-doo. It's like participation trophies for college football players. Participation bowl games.
Bowl games are a big deal, though, because you can't practice. You can't bring in recruits to watch, practice. I mean, to watch practice if you're not playing a bowl game because you can't practice. So it's a big thing for schools to get a bowl game.
We talk about practice. This ain't no game. We talk about practice.
The thing is, though, is you want to be able to have practice and bring in recruits to watch you practice. That's what you want.
The old ESPN cut from that
play. Oh, yeah.
Never mind. Too late now.
We're talking about practice. So that's one of the classic cuts.
A game?
We're talking about playoffs.
Playoffs?
We're talking about playoffs. That's another big cut.
Yeah, man.
Hey, so if you guys got your crystal ball, who's
witchcraft. I don't participate in witchcraft.
Okay, crystal ball or prediction. Who's in the 4th seed?
Again, I'm going Clemson. Hang in tough.
Clemson. Okay.
I gotta go Clemson too. There's nobody in the ACC who could beat them right now. I don't know, man. It's hard. Clemson's the one I'm going to go with too. I'm going to agree with Patrick on this one. I don't know. Because it's still up with any of the top 10 teams. It's literally going to amount to like if any of them can, like if any one of them loses, it just is what it is with them. I'm going to stay with Clemson. I think Clemson has the best chance. Unless just there's some crazy upsets that happen in the next couple of weeks, i.e. if Tennessee upsets Alabama today, which I wouldn't be mad about because I don't like Alabama or Georgia. I have such disdain for both teams.
Yes, that's just one of those whatever games.
And it's not that I respect the teams and how they play, but I don't like the fans of them.
There you go.
Alabama fans are the worst fans. And Georgia fans
obnoxious, man. They're like Pittsburgh Steeler fans, just gross.
Right. The Alabama fans are just obnoxious. Okay, so actually, I take that back. Alabama fans have the right to just be like, they have the right to be kind of cocky. Georgia fans haven't had the right to be cocky except for last year. They are the worst. The absolute worst fans because they treat their team like they're the number 1 team on the planet and they're a garbage team. They're literally they choke on biscuits. They choke on a bridge of biscuits almost every year. Last year was just the first year.
Ohio State fans aren't.
Wait. Well, see, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to defend the other. I played devil's advocate. So, are we doing like what people normally do to great players or teams, like they did to Tom Brady, and they hate him because he's great? Are we hating on Alabama because they are a good team, and we just can't stand the fact that they're good? I mean,
No,
is that
not
it?
at all. Not at all. It's the fans. It's the fans for me.
Okay, all right. Jermaine nailed it down. It's the fans. You guys-
Ohio State. I mean, I know this is petty and it happened like 5 years ago, but I can say Ohio State has beat Alabama, so I'm cool with that. Whatever. So it's not about that to me. It's
Roll
just
Tide.
about the fans.
So-
but as an Ohio State fan, like if like my father-in-law, he used to own a sports bar pizzeria just 10 minutes away. And so we
Right.
would go there and sit and we'd watch all the games, the bowl games and everything like that. And I was so sick and tired of hearing OHIO and people doing the YMCA. It's like, well, congratulations. I mean, that's like Bengals fans with the Who Day. I don't know who they are, but who are they? I mean, who are they? I mean, it's just like roll tide. Dude, stop rolling. Just go. Good game, guys. Good game.
They call themselves Roll Tide because they can't spell elephant, man. Elephant's too long. It's the easiest way to do it.
Elephantante.
Yeah.
Elephante. How are we gonna do
You
this?
get all the easy ones.
Could you imagine them trying to do the little nose?
So Jermaine, if you're Lee Corso and you got to put on the mascot head of the fourth team in the college bowl series or whatever,
Would you
call
remember to do
playoff.
it? I'm sorry, that was a
who
poor
would you
joke.
have? Patrick said Clemson.
I'm just gonna say Clemson because
Okay.
all my other predictions except for Cincinnati have flopped out and just lost too many games. Because I originally said it was going to be, I'm pulling for Cincinnati again. They've only lost one game. They've still done pretty good this year.
Who was it last year that was talking trash about the Bearcats, saying that they didn't deserve to be in a bowl game?
Everybody.
I don't know.
There was an announcer that was just all over College Game Day, and he was like, and it was
And they
horrible.
deserved it.
Yes,
They deserved it.
They did.
And they got beat, but they deserved to play the game.
Yeah, but you had that announcer just talking true. I mean, such an underdog team that overcame. I mean, that is like a Rudy story if I've ever seen one. Is the Cincinnati
100%.
Bearcats, and then you got like college announcers trash talking, dude. That's enough. Let them Bearcats run.
Yeah. And they're not good this year. They don't deserve to play in. But again, I think if USC or UCLA run the table, I think they deserve to be in the playoff. But I understand. But I understand. There's the SEC is the best conference out there, and if UCLA is undefeated and Alabama or Georgia only have one loss, they're going to go to the game. And and we can argue all we want how the USC or UCLA was undefeated, but it'd just be wasting my breath because one of those teams is going to be there.
Right.
And so,
All
right.
Is a Bearcat an actual animal?
I don't know.
Or is this just a northeastern thing where we just decide we're just going to mate different animals? Let's see if we can get that cat to mate with a bear. Get it. Look it up.
Well, when I was in Alaska,
they
said the grizzly bear and the polar bear were kind of mating because the polar bear is going, is running out. They're going extinct. And so they're mating with the grizzly bear to extend. So maybe that's how they got the bear cat.
The bear cat is a homeless mammal because this thing is hideous.
I don't know.
I can't show it because of my background, but this thing is absolutely. Come on, camera, pick it up. No, it's not going to do it.
Hold on, I got it. I'm trying to switch it out for you. I tried to beat you to it.
Yeah, I mean this thing is like. Yeah, this thing is hideous.
A hideous animal, huh?
It looks like a mix between a possum and a cougar and
It looks like literally a morphed of like a bunch of different animals. It's really
It's like if roadkill lived. That's what a bearcat would be. Living roadkill. I mean, sometimes you can look at an animal with certain pictures and be like, that thing's cute. I wouldn't mind having one. Not this thing. I want to fight this thing and protect my nation from it. It's like calling the National Guard.
Dude, it is a very strange looking animal. Like,
so while our whole audience is looking up what a bearcat looks at, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and we'll be talking some NFL when we return on the Rock Salt Muzkast Experience. All right, Rock Salt Muzkast Experience. It's just A and P today.
Hey, PJ.
No ADP.
You forgot Jeremiah.
At least for a couple breaks.
Thanks, Patrick.
Dave is doing some manual labor on his backyard, folks.
I've got you, man.
We're doing our little football talk without him.
You know what Dave's doing right now?
Now we're talking the NFL.
He's overseeing, and then he's going on rants about Pelosi and Newsom in his backyard while he's slave laboring some neighborhood kids. He ain't. I mean, come on, let's be real.
Oh, we'll talk to him later today, probably. Hey, so any of your thoughts changed on who's going to make the Super Bowl or who's going to go far? I mean, are we still looking at the Bills being the best team in the NFL?
Yeah, they're kind of my prediction for the AFC. And it's honestly, man, watching the Eagles, holy crap. Okay, so for the AFC, it's between, I'm still going to say the Ravens, man. I'm just not giving up on it. The Ravens and the Bills. And
did you not watch that game on Sunday night?
No, I didn't. Was it a massacre?
No.
No, we lost by a touchdown. The Ravens ain't going much further.
It can't be no worse than the Colts game.
No, actually, the Ravens-Bengals game was actually a very good game, but we lost by a field goal again. So I mean, the NFL has made me disgusted this year, and I hate this is going to fall out of my mouth, Aaron, but your Cowboys are looking tough, and if they put Dak back in, they are stupid.
Well, they will.
Let that boy ride the pine until old Cooper Rush decides that he can't play no more.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if he beats Philly in Philly Sunday night, wow. The pressure will be on Dak to perform.
Yeah, I'd say the pressure already is.
Yeah. Yeah, Cowboys are looking pretty sweet, man. It's Cowboys and Eagles are going to be NFC for sure. It's going to be between one of them to take it.
Well, so, I still think the Rams are going to be there. I like them still. I'm not counting anybody out. And as long as Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers, they're still going to be a tough out.
Right.
But clearly the AFC, I mean, you could have the Bengals, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills. The Dolphins could be good again if Tua comes back. I mean, you could.
Dude, they better not play Tua another game. They better not play that man another game. I just saw a meme. It says the NFL Tua has cleared concussion protocol, and the NFL has made a statement, and they showed Ivan Drago from Rocky 4. It says if he dies, he dies. Like he's gonna play.
My gosh!
Like, what are you doing? Shut that man down.
This is my problem with the whole concussion thing. I remember in high school, I was playing basketball though, that I injured my ligaments in my ankle and I could barely walk. And I was over there telling the coach, tape it up. Tape it up. I want to play. And these guys really don't care if they have a concussion or not. They want to go back in the game and play.
Dude, I remember when I was in school and they were playing sports, I was looking at the coach saying, man, so glad I don't play that sport. I'm going to go smoke some weed. I'm a bad kid, man. I was a bad kid.
I was the opposite. I was the good kid who was playing sports and trying to be the best. And then I joined the marching band because I lost a bet against the band director.
What? And look
that's
at
how I got into music, man.
you. Look at you.
I went from
Nice.
being an athlete to a musician because of a
Patrick, did you play sports in high school?
No, I played drugs, Aaron. I thought we just discussed that.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I was trying to overlook what you just said.
no, I mean, I'm very transparent. I'm an open book. Look at
You
what
are.
Jesus is. Jesus has transformed my life, though. Thank God for that. But no, I played drugs in high school. I think I was like an all-star.
Oh, snap.
I got a Letterman's jacket in it for sure.
But I these players want to play. They don't worry about concussion protocols or anything like that. Most of them.
Yeah,
And
but
they
what
wanna
happened to the
play.
whole idea of saving somebody from themselves? I understand contracts, money,
Yes.
but
And that's up for the coach to go, you're not well enough to play in. I mean, if it was up to Dak Prescott, he would be playing Sunday night. But they're not going to have him play because he's not fully healed yet.
and kind of sucks.
Yeah, well,
Compared to Cooper Rush, Dak is subpar. Let's face it, he is subpar.
we
The
will-
only
we
reason
will disagree on that.
The only reason that they would play Dak is simply because of that big contract. That, well, we spent the money. We're spending the money. We have to get our money's worth out of him. Ride that bench, boys.
Yeah.
He's going to be the next Andy Dalton.
Dak? Oh,
Yep.
I think he's better than Andy.
He's just going to be the black rifle, not the red rifle. We'll just call him Smith and Wesson.
Oh.
He's terrible.
So, Patrick, who do you got coming out of the AFC? You think the Bengals will make a comeback and do it?
Dude, everything in my heart says that the Bengals will come out and do it. Or wants to say it just for my passion for the team, but I don't see it happening. I mean, I think they'll. What were we? Something in 7 last season, and we went to the Super Bowl. So I mean, is it possible? Yeah. What are we? Week 5 into the season? Is that where we're at?
I think we're week 6.
Week 6 into the season.
Week 6.
Yeah. So I mean, are things possible? Yeah, they're possible, but I mean, they just don't have their mojo. They just don't have the mojo or the attitude they had last year, and I hope they prove me wrong. But no, I think the Bills are probably they're tough, man. Tough.
Yeah.
And as much as the NFC, though, I want the Packers because they're my second team. As much as I want them to come out, just because Aaron Rodgers is straight pimp. I mean, that dude is just RELAX. I mean, he shows up as John Wick to a daggone Halloween party like Aaron Rodgers did last year. Come on now.
Wow.
I mean, that dude's just. But I would love to see them go. But
yeah, we actually know somebody on the team, and so I would love for Green Bay to go. That'd be a wonderful experience.
The water boy does not count as knowing somebody on the team.
What?
The water boy does not count as knowing somebody on the team.
No, one of their tight ends was in my Sunday school class, and we used to go to football games. And actually, his dad did my dad's memorial service.
Oh, well, open mouth insert foot Patrick.
And so their third string tight end, Josiah DeGora, we know. So
dude,
nice young man.
Josiah is like that's like the 15th time I've heard somebody with that name or met somebody with that name this year.
I see. And so who?
Maybe your wife's
the NFC. I mean, we all think the Bills are the best team, and the Chiefs could beat the Bills tomorrow, on Sunday, when we're recording this on the 15th. They play the Chiefs. Who do you think from the NFC? Because I don't think any of us are sold on the Eagles making it to the Super Bowl.
Eagles or Cowboys?
You think so?
Eagles or Cowboys? 100%.
Yeah, I like the Packers a lot, even though they're having trouble in their receiving core. I think by the end of the season they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Watch it be somebody stupid like the Falcons. They just do some kind of weird miraculous comeback, and it's Daggone Falcons and some other stupid team.
And we're not including Mr. Brady in this conversation either with Tampa Bay, but they could be there too.
The only way that I see that happening is if he gets babysat for being hit like he did last week. That was the most ridiculous play. I mean, how do you not? How is that not blatant protecting the quarterback by the referees? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel bad about Troy Aikman. You know, he actually said the truth. We got to take off the dresses, and then he's like apologizing for it. I'm embarrassed for Troy.
See, you know, that's where Troy and I differ because I wouldn't apologize for it.
No, that's true.
I would have just let it ride. What are you going to do? I'm Troy freaking Aikman. What are you going to do? Take my birthday? I said, take off the dresses. I own it. Whatever. I mean,
yeah, you know, it was the truth, you know?
Yep.
And so
I felt the same exact way. I'm like, dude, I get why he apologized though, but at the same time, I mean, it is the truth. Like, come on, bro. Like, football has been so watered down in the last several years, and even calls that I was watching. I was just before I fell asleep, I was talking to my wife. I was watching the Texas game, and I was like, oh my god, like the way that just the whole format of football is so different from like how it was even when I was a kid and stuff like that, playing football growing up through school. Like, we didn't switch out players every other play and crap like that. Like, you were the best. You were out there the whole game unless you got hurt, like, or absolutely just could not play anymore. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, I get it. They're just doing everything that they can to try to protect people, protect the kids in college, and just not completely ruin somebody's life. I understand that and stuff like that, but like, football is a full contact sport. It is a sport that is just it's an aggressive sport. It's like rugby. It's an aggressive sport. You can't just those guys don't even wear defense. They just wear mouthpieces. So
it's a collision sport. I had a buddy that used to go to NFL games, and he would tell me, he says, my first NFL game, the hits sounded like car wrecks, how fast those guys are going. But those guys who play that game, they know what it's like to get out there, and they still go out there every single week to play. Now, I never got the hitting in practice or the guy leading with the helmet, the targeting. I think they should have ended that years ago. But I'm a defensive end or defensive tackle, and I get to the quarterback and I can't hit him and land on him, and it's a penalty. I'm sorry, that has to go away.
Well, see, what they overlook is the fact that, like, say one of us three decided to go out and play in an NFL game that for some stupid reason, an ignorant coach decided that we are the guys to go out and be on the field, and we take that hit. That is going to do some serious bodily injury, not for the fact that we're smaller and not as in shape or whatever, but our body hasn't been trained for the last 17 years to take that hit. These guys are out there on the field and their bodies are used to, it's like almost like muscle memory. And so now they're coddling him and pacifying him, and it's where it's ridiculous. I understand that safety have to be in place, but not
after that play on Monday night with Patrick Mahomes, I bet Patrick Mahomes was like embarrassed to get the ball back. I just got hit. You know, I remember Troy Aikman. I think he had 7 concussions during his career with the Cowboys. And some of the hits he took, I'm like, how did he get up? Why is he still playing?
I saw somebody posted like a 30-second video, and it said somebody would be in prison if they hit Tom Brady like this today. And it was a Brady game when he was with the Patriots early in his career, but he got trucked. Helmet came off. I mean, he crumpled. I mean, he was a sack of potatoes there for a few minutes, man. But he got up, shook it off. There's no flags. He got up and did his thing. But yeah, it's silly. You almost can't even enjoy the game.
Yeah. And so if I'm the referees, I'm like, you know what? This ain't the football game I used to watch as a kid. I'm not throwing that anymore.
If I'm the
I'm
NFL,
not- I'm
I would
not-
allow hockey style fights.
Yeah. I'm not gonna allow fighting, but if you get trucked, you get trucked, and that's
Give them a
it.
penalty box, just like in the NHL. Somebody starts getting a little bit whiny, saying throw the flag. They got to duke it out, and whoever goes down goes to the penalty box. You got a 3-minute penalty box. You play with 10 men on the field instead of 11, and I mean, let's do this.
Yeah,
I feel like Patrick was a
and wide
gladiator.
receivers would be the first one in the penalty box. How many
That's
times
okay.
they can barely get touched, and they're just like waving their arms for a flag?
How much you want to be bet there would be a whole lot less waving your arm to get a flag because no scrawny old wide receiver wants to get popped in the mouth.
That's
You're
true.
Patrick,
So
this
we
is
got
such a side
we
note.
got the Bills and the Packers. You think still?
Sure, why not? I'll throw my hat in that ring.
Okay.
What were you
Who do
gonna
got
say?
in the final two, Jermaine?
I was going to say, I feel like Patrick in his past life was a gladiator. Every time this dude is always talking about people just squaring up on each other to settle differences. But I couldn't agree more with you at the same time.
Well, if I was the gladiator, I was the one that was first eaten by a lion, man. I'm the guy they threw out there as bait. Like, listen to this tough guy talk. Let's see what he's got.
Oh, we need a show like, what was that? American Gladiators on ABC.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
couldn't.
We
Somebody
need
would
a
cry
show
about
like
it.
that again.
They're hitting
Oh.
him with a bugle stick. That's so violent.
It's so true, though.
They would, remember the tennis balls used to fire
Yes.
at each other?
Tennis ball cannon? Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. They would probably put Nerf balls in now.
They need to replace them with billiard balls. That would make you stick and move.
Oh, God.
You wouldn't want to take a billiard ball at 25 miles an hour. We're gonna call it American Gladiators. They better be gladiating.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if gladiating's a word, but it is now. You can dodge a ball. You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
They really should review that show and make people sign waivers and do a bunch of like really ridiculous stuff. Like even at the end, you have to fight like this big, like huge dude, like this big, sweaty, nasty looking guy who can throw a boulder across the United States.
I
agree.
Yes,
we watched this show on MTV called The Challenge, and they have this game they play. When you elimination, they at hall brawl, where they put football pads and helmets on people, and they got and you got to run through this little tunnel, and the first person that rings the other person's bell at the other end wins. And that is our favorite contest. It is. They just hammer into each other.
See, I'm gonna pitch a show idea like that called The Challenge for when I'm like 80, and it's just gonna be video of me trying to put my pants on in the morning. The challenge to remember why I went into the living room.
So you plan to live until you're 80?
Dude, I plan to live to 110. What are you talking about, man? 80.
Man.
80. Hey, the scripture tells me that we are promised 80 years. Now, whether we make it to 80 or anything after 80 years is a gift. I'm pushing 110, baby. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to be the most ornery dude in that nursing home, too. I mean, I might not need Depends, but I'll wear them just for, hey, I pooped him. We'll give Uncle Joe a run for his money.
All right, before this gets any crazier, we're gonna end this, but it's been nice football talk, guys.
Yes, football.
Saturday. Yeah, so we got the Bills and the Green Bay Packers right now in the Super Bowl. We'll talk in early December and see if we change our minds or not. And
Pack, go.
Go Pack, go, huh? All right, we'll be right back on the Rock Salt Muzkast Experience.